Happy Thursday, everyone, and welcome to the Team Fit Revolution weekly call. My name is Lauren Kaliski. I am the founder of Team Fit Revolution and the host of this call. But tonight we've got a guest speaker who is going to be sharing with us, sharing her story, and sharing, what's helped her be successful in her coaching business and what she's learned along her journey. I think a lot of you guys are going to be able to relate to her story and to kind of some of the things the obstacles she's faced and overcome. So I'm really excited to have Monique Smith on the call tonight. Monique is a newer diamond coach. When did you go diamond?
It was September. So it was there you go. September. It was 10 weeks after I signed up.
Cool.
This year.
So, but a little bit, there's some backstory that she'll tell you on that too. So it wasn't like she just signed up and 10 weeks later went diamond. There's a little bit more to it. But regardless, she's diamond as of September, which is freaking awesome. And, you've just had some crazy numbers. I don't know. I saw some of the posts that you've been sharing. She's had some crazy income posts, or just success. That's awesome to see. And, it's super inspiring to me. And I know to other coaches on the team. So she's a diamond coach. She hit Success Club 64 in August. Is that right? Yes. And then that qualifies.
No, September.
Oh, September. Okay. So you signed up in August. Or no, you signed up in July after.
Yeah, July. And then September was the month that I had the success trip prize.
Yeah, so she hit Success Club 64 in September, and then Beachbody is doing this promotion, the Up and Comers promotion, where if you are one of the top Success Club point earners of diamond coaches and below, you can earn a free trip for two on the Success Club trip next year. So it's to give some of these newer coaches a chance to earn the trip and to join in. And Monique won out of all of the coaches in the network, one of 3 coaches that won for that month. Yeah. So really awesome. She's going to get to take her hubby to Mexico, and I'm super excited for you, girl. My first Success Club trip just opened my world and just showed me what was possible. And I remember being on that trip being like, wow, I can do this, and I'm going to keep doing it. So I'm really excited for you. She is a Team Empower coach. She's one of Brittany Power's coaches, and she's just been kicking ass and taking names. So I was like, girlfriend, you got to get on this team call and share with us what you're doing. And I need to take some notes because I want to hit Success Club 64. Actually, I really just want to hit Success Club 20, but 64 would be awesome too. So Monique, I'm just going to go ahead and toss it over to you. Why don't you start by sharing your story, and I'll let you go, but I might pause you and ask some questions as you go, or I'll just wait and ask questions at the end. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Yay. Thanks so much for sharing with us.
Yeah, no problem. So, hi, I'm Monique. So what most of you probably don't know is I was actually a coach last year. And around this time last year, I ended up quitting. And I'll kind of share with you what led up to that. But basically, first of all, when I signed up as a coach, I did not communicate well with my husband, my vision of the business. So I don't know if any of you have experienced unsupportive husbands or boyfriends or family members, whoever it is. But my advice to you right now is to communicate with them what exactly you want to do with your business, what your goals are, and make that very clear from the beginning. And actually, I never sat down with my husband and said, this is my business. This is for our future. So I need you to watch the kids when you get home from work. You know what I mean? I never sat down and did that. So that was always kind of a struggle when I was coaching before. But anyways, so I was a coach for about 10 months last year, and I was doing good. I was pretty successful. But because of my husband and that lack of communication, I was never fully on board. And I always kind of felt guilty, like when he was home, being on my phone or working or anything like that, because I felt like it was taking away from time with him. Right around this time last year, so November of last year, I completely fell off track. And I know a lot of people are kind of going through the same thing right now, where around this time of year, it's really hard to lose sight of why you're coaching. And just because nobody's signing up right now. Nobody wants to get healthy right now, right? It's the holidays. Oh my gosh. What is my husband? Hold on one second. Hey. Sorry about that. Oh my gosh, my son has my phone and he was turning up the Netflix volume like all the way up. So anyways, I fell off track. I stopped working out. I stopped drinking Shakeology, and I started eating horribly. And it all spiraled out of control. I stopped doing personal development, which now I look back, and that was like the worst decision that I ever made, because that's why I completely fell off track with everything else. And I started looking for the negative, and I started looking for reasons of why maybe I shouldn't coach. So I know that I'm not saying you guys, but I know I've seen coaches post in like the team pages and say, is anybody else dealing with this, negative thing, right? Is anybody else hearing this? Is anybody else feeling like this maybe isn't for them? Because I've seen that before. When you look for the negative, you're going to find it. And that negative will literally take over, and that negative will overpower any positive you have about coaching. So that's what happened to me. I was talking to other coaches and other people that had negative things to say about coaching just because their business wasn't doing very well. And I unfortunately let it affect me too. And it led me to decide to quit. And that was like such a hard thing for me to do, because honestly, like I knew deep down that wasn't what I wanted. But at the time I was just trying to make myself feel better about it. So I would say, well, I'm a mom. Like I have 2 kids at home. This is better that I'm just a mom. I should just be a mom right now. I don't have time to work the business and all of those things, right? Well, I mean, as soon as I quit, I realized I had so much time to work the business, but I was just stressing myself out when I was a coach for no reason at all. And so basically I realized that I missed it. I realized that deep down it's what I wanted to do. I was, after, the holidays, January 1st came around, I was hard on my workouts. I was still doing Beachbody workouts because I was not about to take, kids to the gym. And, oh, thank you. And I was posting about it still. I was still sharing my journey. And people were still reaching out to me and still asking me for help. And I was literally sending them to the Beachbody website. And I realized that was what I was supposed to be doing. Like I was supposed to be helping people. This was what I wanted to do. And so, fast forward to July of this year, I signed up again. And going into it again, knowing that this is what I wanted to do, this is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, I just had this clear mindset. And I realized that if I was going to be successful in this business, that I needed to ignore any negativity. I needed to communicate with my husband. So I let him know from the beginning, this is what I want. This is what I'm going to do. You need to work with me. Let's set up some kind of schedule so that I can work the business while you're home and watch the kids and things like that. I knew that I needed to pick a program and stick to it and get results from it, because your business is not going to be successful if you're not getting results from the programs yourself. Because people are gonna look back on your feed, they're gonna go, she looks the same as she did, 2 years ago. Like, she hasn't seen any success with it. Like, there's no success here. Why would I sign up? So I chose Shift Shop, and I told myself, stick to it, stick to every single workout, stick to the meal plan. And I did. And I think that was like the first time I've ever actually stuck to a workout program and stuck to the meal plan for the most part out of my whole coaching experience. And that tells you a lot, because I got amazing results from it. And that led into September, because I was sharing those results at the end of August. And then obviously my September, my month was amazing. And I know that had a lot to do with it, because I was getting these amazing results. So, I do want to.
Can I just add in, you have some magical mom superpowers, and I'm really excited to get my mom superpowers someday, because if my dog barks, I lose my entire train of thought. And the fact that you're able to just keep talking no matter what's happening and so eloquently, you have mom superpowers.
So funny. No, I don't feel like it, but thank you.
You do.
So, and I will share something that when I did sign up again, I was hustling, you guys. I was staying up every night and having conversations with people, having those really uncomfortable conversations that your upline coach tells you to have those conversations, and you're like, oh, whatever, I'm not going to do it, or I'll do it later. Or I don't like to do that. I don't like to feel like a salesperson. Well, no, that's how you are going to build these relationships with people. And I will tell you this, if you feel confident in what we have to offer as a Beachbody coach, because what we have to offer is pretty amazing for the price, you will never feel icky, or you'll never feel like a salesperson. I will tell you right now that my very top coach that I have right now that's killing it, that is already building a team of her own, and she's only been a coach for a little over a month, was a cold message. And I just shared this on our team call last night, and I'll share it here, and I know she doesn't mind me sharing it. But basically, it was back in August, and when I was hustling, I was staying up late, and I was on Instagram and, following people and connecting with them and all of that. And I came across this account of a girl that looked like she had just started her fitness journey. And she posted her before picture and said, here I go. I'm getting healthy for me and my kids and my daughter. And I reached out to her and I said, I'm so proud of you. Good luck on your journey. What workouts are you doing? And she responded back with, I'm just kind of doing these random workouts through an app that I found. What kind of workouts do you do? And then the conversation started from there. I told her I'd send her some more information. I sent her information about a challenge pack. She didn't want anything to do with Shakeology. So I offered her to sign up for the free 14-day trial. She did. I wasn't making any money off of her yet, I didn't care, because I really wanted to help her. And I wasn't ever messaging her to be a salesperson, to feel like I was going to make a sale. You know what I mean? I honestly wanted to help her on her journey. She ended up being a rock star in the challenge groups. And she was one of the most active challengers in there. And then, maybe a month later, she's like, I think I do want to try Shakeology. And then she asked about coaching. And now she's 30 pounds down. She has a team of her own that she's just killing it as a coach. And that's from one cold message, you guys. That's from just me looking at somebody thinking what, I think she might need help. So I'm going to message her. So when you guys think they're going to think I'm trying to sell them something. So who cares? Honestly, who cares? What if they say no? What's the big deal? Then you move on to somebody else. Because I helped her lose 30 pounds, and now I'm helping her build a business from home. And she's eventually working on, making a full-time income with this. So that's all I'm going to share about that. But I mean, honestly, you guys, don't ever feel icky about cold messaging. And if you need to have a glass of wine to like unwind before you sit down and you send out your messages, do it, because that works too. And then personal development, huge, 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 huge. I know that's why I fell off around this time last year, is because I stopped doing personal development. Mindset is everything. If you are not filling your head with positive thoughts and affirmations and visualizations and all of that, that the negative gets into your mind quicker and more easily. So 2 books that I really think like changed my life were You Are a Badass at Making Money. And I know the title sounds like it's just going to be all about making money, but it's not at all. It's totally just about mindset and visualization. And The Miracle Morning is another one of mine that I actually just finished, and I'm putting into effect these last like few weeks, just getting up early and getting my workout done. Because I'm one of those people that if I don't get up and do it, I'll make excuses the rest of the day to not do it. And let's see, what are my other notes here? Yeah, and I mean, just doing your vital behaviors. Because if you're not doing the vital behaviors, you're not going to see success in your business. If you're not working out, if you're not doing your personal development, drinking your Shakeology, and you're not getting results yourself, and then you're wondering why your business isn't successful, that's why. You have to get those results first. My top coaches right now are the ones that have huge transformations, both physical and mental. It doesn't always have to be physical, but they're constantly sharing their transformations. And I know that's why they're successful right now.
Okay, so I have a couple questions for you. I love that you, obviously PD has been huge for you, like, because this time of year is hard, right? It's hard. There's distractions in our personal lives. Everyone else is distracted. So there's all this stuff going on. So PD has been the key to keep you on track this year versus last. I love that. And I also love that, like, okay, and I just put this in the chat box, but for everyone that's watching the recording, you didn't just read The Miracle Morning, right?
No, I'm actually like, I have my little journal and I wrote out my affirmations. And I downloaded this like meditation, like that like a recorded meditation type of thing until I can kind of do my own. Yeah. But yeah, I'm like doing the whole thing. And it's been such a game changer. Like I have anxiety and I get stressed out very easily. And I know it's just one of those things that's just like routed in me, like just from my mom, because that's exactly how she is. And so I just realized like I have to deal with it. I have to deal with it in ways like that, basically, like through exercise and meditation and all of that. And like the Miracle Morning, like the days that I have done it, I am like a different person throughout the day. I don't snap at my kids. Like I don't get as stressed out easily. It's such a huge thing.
I agree. So you guys, don't just read. You can read all the PD in the world, but if you don't do, I mean, it's not like you need to do everything. Don't feel like you have to follow every book. But if I try to take one thing from every book that I can implement into my life. And so, try to find something in your personal development that you can also do, like not tomorrow, but today, like right away, like right when you hear it, take action. That's the type of action you need to take, is action right away. Don't think about it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go and do it. Okay. So the other question that I had for you is obviously, okay, Success Club 64 just kind of blows my mind a little bit. So tell us, and I know like you had one post, right, that kind of gained a lot of traffic for you in September, a post that kind of like a lot of people commented on. And so you generated a lot of interest that way. So I think sometimes this happens. We generate interest in posts, or someone reaches out to us because they saw a post. So can you tell us a little bit more about what you actually did once you had interest? How did you go from having interest to then closing them and getting them in your challenge group and hitting Success Club 64? especially newer coaches, there's like a disconnect of taking the interest and closing it.
I'm sorry. I'm just like trying to drink my wine right now, and that's why he's crying. I can't have it. So, when I reach out to somebody, I always ask them whether or not they struggle with, you know, their workouts or their nutrition. And sorry,
you can totally take care of him and do your thing. We can all hang out and brainstorm. So you guys, if you have questions too that you want to ask Monique, you can type them in the chat box, and we'll kind of like go through some of them. Let me catch up with this chat box really quick. So yeah, everyone's saying the miracle morning. Yeah, and like I think that there's like we should get it going again. But the miracle morning like accountability groups, Emma and I, starting on Monday, I'm not doing it this week, but on Monday we're working out at 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if anyone else is working out at Pacific Standard Time, like, come on, get up with us, do your miracle morning. We can start little miracle morning accountability groups where everyone gets on Zoom and like does their miracle morning routine or does their workout or whatever. But like, I'm telling you, that is so powerful. Just like you can check off like all of your vital behaviors before 7 a.m. I mean, maybe not the inviting part, but you can do everything that you need to do before 7 a.m. And I think then it won't be so stressful and it won't be like this cloud. It's like, wow, I'm accomplished. I feel good. Now I can do anything, right? It just sets your day up for success that way. So yeah, Monique, how'd you go from having all this interest to closing it?
So I always ask a ton of questions. And I always ask, you know, do you need help more with motivation to work out, or do you need help more with your nutrition? What are you currently struggling with? And have you ever done any at-home workout programs before? I think that that's key in asking that, because I don't want to say that a lot of people get turned off by the word Beachbody, but there are probably a lot of people that are. And I don't instantly want to turn them away by asking that. So I always say at-home workouts, because what other at-home workouts are there really? I mean, yeah, there's like Jillian Michaels and Tybo, but I mean, that's like from a long time ago, most likely. And usually they always respond with like, oh yeah, I've done P90X, or I've done this, or I've done that. So then I know where to go from there. Because if you just kind of send a bunch of information at somebody, I use this analogy, and I know it sounds totally cheesy, but it's like somebody walking into like a department store and like the salesperson just trying to sell them everything in the store. But they have no idea what you're there for. So there's people that, you know, that go to the gym, but they just want Shakeology and the meal plans. Like everybody's going to be different. So I always ask a lot of questions. And then from there, I take that information and I go, okay, I think this would help you. What's your email address? Because I usually do all of my conversations through Instagram DMs or Facebook Messenger. And then I always get their email address, and then I move it over to email, because then I have like file folders for specific groups that I'm talking to them about, or like 3-day refresh or clean week, etc. And I really focus on like what exactly they need. And I will share this as well, you guys. You know, when I was a coach last year, I was building my following, and I was having a lot of conversations with people and building a lot of relationships. And a lot of the people that signed up in September were people that I talked to a year ago. So that's where like the whole compound effect thing comes into play, where like you guys just need to stick with it and just keep doing your vital behaviors and like keep doing the things, because that no right now is going to be a yes either next month or a year from now. And I know everybody tells you that, and it's like, whatever, but I promise you it's true. Like I have people still coming to me right now that I talked to last June that are like, okay, I'm finally ready.
So true. It's a process. It takes time. I'm always like amazed by the fact of how long it can take people to decide to be ready. I'm like, man, I swear you've been following me for 2 years. Imagine if you had gotten started 2 years ago. But regardless, it doesn't like we need to be the person that people come to or think about whenever they are ready. You never know when someone's going to be ready. You never know. You can't determine that. We can't. There's only so much we can do to help them be ready, right? But you can be there for them when they are ready. And I think that's super powerful, that people came back to you a year later. What else? I feel like I was going to ask something else about that, and I just lost it. Okay, we'll go to the next one. So, okay, you've had over your journey as a coach, like the whole journey, what has been like the most valuable lesson that you learned that you wish you had known when you first started?
Personal development. I mean, when I was coaching last year, I only got through 2 books the entire 10 months I was a coach. And that was The Compound Effect and You Are a Badass. But I was not consistent with my personal development. And I was never all in with my business, and I know that that's why. I would just do personal development maybe like 1 or 2 days a week. And I always use the excuse, like, I don't have time to read. And then it's just crazy because it's like you'll make time for things that are important to you. So obviously I just didn't make the time for it. But yeah, I mean, now coaching again since July, I finished 4 books since July. Awesome. So I know that that's another huge reason that I'm seeing success is because of the personal development that I'm doing, for sure. Totally.
Do you do all physical books or do you do audiobooks too?
I do Audible now because with my kids, it's like, yeah. So I listen to it in the car. Whenever I'm in the car, they get personal development too. I'm constantly like, wow, I wonder if my kids are ever going to like get any benefit from this.
They will. They totally will start.
Yeah.
I always thought, so at my first summit, this is kind of a random note about personal development, but at my first summit, John Maxwell was one of the keynote speakers, and he said, I don't pay my kids to do chores. I don't pay my kids to take out the trash. That's called being part of the family. But I will pay my kids to read books and do personal development, and his grandkids. And I really loved that because I was like, yeah, you don't get paid to be a part of the family. Like, that's just you pulling your weight, right? I'm not going to pay you to. And he also said, if you pay your kids to take out the trash, you're teaching them that they get paid to be a garbage man. No, you need to teach. Well, I'm not a parent. I'm not going to tell you what to do. But
yeah. That's really true. I've never thought about it like that.
Yeah, that's and he was like talking about like he pays his children and his grandkids like, I don't know, $20 every time they finish a book. And I was like, oh, that's good. I like that. And I mean, of course they have to do their chores too, but you don't get paid to do chores.
I like that. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, personal development is awesome. I love audio. And you guys, personal development is kind of like brushing your teeth. You need to do it every day. It's like keeping your mind clean. It's getting all the scum and the scrub and the buildup that comes from being a part of society, from being a mom, a wife, or whatever. Like, it's literally like cleansing for your brain, and you need it every day, right? Just like you brush your teeth. I think there was a question in the chat box. Okay, so I know every single person gets the I don't have time answer with the inviting, but I feel like I'm banging my head against a wall with it. Any advice? I'm always running out of ways to answer it. I don't have any time very often, so I don't know.
I don't get it very often either, but I did just have an idea of something that you could do for them. I don't know if you have Audible, but if you have Audible, you can send a book to somebody. Send them A Miracle Morning. Or the 5-second, if they have a hard time waking up in the morning, I would say the 5-second rule or the Miracle Morning.
Yeah.
But maybe say like, hey, if you sign up with a challenge pack this month, or if you sign up with me, I'll send you a free copy of this book. It changed my life. I think it'll help yours. Because there's always ways to get around, all those.
Yeah.
All those,
I love that.
Objections.
That's a great idea. And I have been using that feature on Audible a lot. Like, you guys, like, you can change someone's life by simply sharing a book with them. And yeah, you can do it for free thanks to to share a book with a friend on Audible. So that's a great one. Teach them how to make more time, or not make more time, but, you know, be more time effective, more productive with the time that they do have. I love that.
And then I also always tell them about Focus T25, because that's the program that I started with. And 25 minutes, I mean, I'm sorry, but I don't know anybody that can say they don't have 25 minutes. And like, that's, I think, one of the reasons that I had such success with that program is because I was so lazy, and I would start it, and as soon as the timer was on, it was like only 20 something minutes, you know? So it's really hard to like talk yourself out of that. So that's maybe another option. Just tell them about either like T25 or 22-minute hardcore. But I mean, I think T25 is more of a beginner program.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. Like and when I do get the time objections, I'm like, do you have at least 30 minutes a day to work out? That's typically the question that I'll go to. I'm just reading the chat box, like, as we're talking. I don't have time to be in a group. Maybe they don't have time to be in a group, but do they have time to work out? Like, you know, the group doesn't.
Yeah, I always tell people that it's optional. The groups are totally optional. Like, it's up to them. The groups are there as like a free service, like free support for them, basically. But they don't have to be in the group if they don't want to be. Because there's a ton of people that just don't care about that stuff. They don't need it.
Yep, totally. Yeah, don't force it upon them. Like, if that's not their jam, you can meet them. I think what's really key is to not have this perception of like, this is what this person needs. Like, you have to get to know that person and then meet whatever their needs are. Like, I love how you guys, like, one of the things Monique said that, like, I think you guys, I hope you're all hearing, is she's adding value to people. Like, one of her rock star coaches, she got started with the 14-day trial. She's sending free books to people on Audible. Like, you can add value to people for free. And if you invite people and they say no, but then you continue to add value to them for free, they're going to see that you really were genuine, and that you care about them, and that you're here to help. Right. So
yeah, when somebody, I always tell somebody about the challenge pack in the very beginning. And then if somebody responds with, you know, I can't afford that right now, I always respond with the 14-day trial. Because once you get them in that group, you guys, they're going to see everybody drinking their Shakeology, and they're going to want it too. And maybe they can't afford the month supply right now, but maybe they can afford the 7-day sampler. And then once they try it, then they're really going to want it. So don't ever like turn anybody away just because they can't afford it.
Yeah, if you're hitting price objections, you have a solution for that. Don't forget that. You guys all have solutions for that. Clean week, 14-day free trial, one of the many. Okay, I know I guess this is going to be the same. I was going to say, what is your number one tip for new coaches? But you're probably going to say personal development. Or do you have another tip besides personal development for new coaches?
For new coaches, I know, like, hustle. Like, get on your Instagram and add people. And don't just like pictures. Like, follow them and comment on their pictures, and even send them a message if you have something, you know, instantly to talk about. And then whenever they follow you back, that's an opportunity to send them a message and say, thank you for the follow. I'm on my fitness journey too. You know, I have, like mine says, I have 2 boys. I live in Southern California. I'm always here for, you know, motivation and support and fitness help and all of that. Like, I don't know. I can't think of the wording right now, but it says something like that. So then people know exactly what you do, and that they can come to you when they need help. And I've actually had a lot of people come to me recently that I'll go back up in the messages, and I sent them that welcome email or thank you for following message. And so I realized, like, oh man, like, that's really cool that they came to me after I sent them that. So I know, you know, that kind of helps.
That's awesome.
But yeah, hustle. Like, you guys, like, I would stay up until like midnight some nights. And in the moment, I hated it. And I was like, this sucks. I want to go to bed. But I knew that putting in that time at that moment was going to help. That was going to pay off, like, in the long run. And it did. Like, and I tell my husband now, I'm like, remember all that time I was on my phone in September? I was like, that won us a trip to Mexico.
Wow.
So like put in that work. I promise you guys it'll pay off. And like if you're just getting no's and no's and no's and you're feeling like you just can't get anybody in your groups, it's like because you're not talking to enough people. You just need to talk to more people. You're gonna get more no's and you're gonna get more yeses.
Yep, I could not agree more. My first year in business, I literally had no life because any time that I had to live my life, I spent doing this, which has given me the freedom to now live my life. You know?
Yeah.
So to truly live my life. So you guys, yeah, I mean, and even now, sometimes I'm like, I have no life because a lot of times on Fridays and Saturdays at night or when people are out, I'm like working, but I don't mind it at all because I love it, you know? And I'm like, why? Yeah, I want to work while everyone else is out having fun. I like working while people are out having fun. It's like, it makes me feel like I'm getting ahead. Right? I'm like, I don't know. That's my justification. But this business takes sacrifice if you want it to be a business for you. If you want this to be more than a hobby, you need to treat it like a business, which means you're gonna have to do uncomfortable things and you're gonna have to make time for it. And we all have the same 24 hours in the day. So maybe it's a little bit less sleep or waking up earlier or whatever, however it looks in your life, or just working in the cracks of time in your day. I literally was just messaging people in my 15 minutes in between classes and things like that. But so good. Does anyone else have any questions for Monique? Or Monique, do you have anything else that you want to make sure everyone knows?
I mean, I have a couple like Instagram tips.
Yeah.
Things that I know that have helped build my following is whenever I share a transformation photo, I tag every single transformation Instagram account in my picture. And when I say tag, I mean like, you know, like the tag people button, right, when you post the picture. And you can do up to 20. So do up to 20. And if you guys need a list of all the transformation pages, I've made a list, and I've made a list of all the requirements of sharing your transformation page or picture. Like some want to DM with your photo and your story. Some want a certain hashtag that you hashtag the picture with. And then some will like actually want you to repost their page, which I totally recommend doing because it works. It helps a lot. A lot of those pages have like 500,000 followers. And yes, I will share that, you guys. And then something else that I think has really helped me too is, you guys, if you're going to go shopping, go shop from a small business, like Instagram shop. Like I'm always shopping at Instagram shops that I know I'm helping a family and it's going to help my business, because now I can post like a Transformation Tuesday picture in one of these shirts. Like this is from Sly Fox Threads. I can share a transformation picture or share a call to action post, and I can now tag them and I can use their hashtag. And so many people search those hashtags and look at like people that have tagged themselves on their pages. And I mean, honestly, like if you're like, oh, like, you know, I can't afford to buy a shirt from this company or whatever, look at it as like a business investment. I promise you it's so worth it because you're going to get so much more exposure doing things like that. Yeah. I know Brittany does the same thing. Yeah.
Those are both really good tips. I love that. Like network and collaborate and connect within the Instagram community. Tag and just because Monique brought it up, like please do share your list in the page. That would be awesome. But like Alexa was just sharing with me, she just got featured on a pregnancy announcement Instagram. So there's like Instagrams for everything. Like, and then some of the ones that I tag in some of my photos are like mountain girls, PNW things, hiking type stuff, like in some of my photos. I'll tag those. But like there's different brands. Now that you're saying this, I'm like, why don't I do that in every post? I mean, I guess it's not relevant in every post, but like the more different brands you network with and can shout out, it's beneficial for them. It's beneficial for you. They could feature your photo on their account.
Yeah, one of our coaches, one of Brittany's coaches, April, just got her picture shared on the 21 Day Fix Instagram. because she shared a photo of like her meal planning. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys definitely network and collaborate within the Instagram community. I think a lot of people on the team that are killing it and taking names are using Instagram as their main platform. So that's something to note as well. I get all of my business through my DM, pretty much. I mean, maybe some of it's coming from Facebook, but not really. And it sounds like it's the same for you, Monique.
Yeah, Instagram.
So your post that went really viral in September and got a ton of comments, was that on Instagram?
I did it on both, but yeah, I mean, I got like 150 comments on Instagram. And that was just like a very general post. I got the idea from Courtney Newman, who is another coach on Team Empower. And it basically just said something like, I'm on a mission to help 20 women lose 20 pounds by November. But I posted this back in September. And I posted it Labor Day night. So everybody had, you know, probably eaten like crap and drank a ton that weekend. And so seeing that night, I just got a ton. Okay, so that one is the Halloween one. So I posted it 3 times now. But that's the one I shared in October for my October group. And that one got a lot of comments too.
Yeah, just 197. I mean, probably half of them are you replying to people.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So that's awesome. Okay, cool.
But I think that people, as much as we like sharing our like deep down story about our mental transformation and all the things that have happened over, you know, the course of our journey, I think that those stories are going to hit close to home for some people, but then some people honestly just want to lose 20 pounds. Like, and that's what they want to see. Like, they want to see, oh, I'll lose 20 pounds by November. Okay. Like, I'm on, you know? And so I think you have to remember, like, there's a lot of different people out there that they're looking for different things, and like different things will appeal to them.
Totally. I think the other thing that you do really well that I've noticed is that you, which kind of goes along with what you were just saying, you rotate between short and sweet captions and then longer stories. It's like you have a lot of variety, right? Yeah,
no, I do. I'll make those posts, but then I'll also make my transformation posts with like my story.
Yeah. And I think it's good to have both because like you never know what's going to speak to who and what someone will see, right? Like, so you got to like, you know, not just try one thing, but try multiple approaches, speaking to different people's needs, and whatnot. Any other questions, ladies? Those were some really awesome tips. Any other questions? Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, but those of you that are on Zoom, stick around because we are going to do the post-call giveaway.